Ooh, mama, I'm ready. Yeah.
Charles Mingus was a large American jazz bass and sometimes keyboard player. His first instrument was cello, but he couldn't get classical work because he was black. He played with some very well-known jazz musicians and has become very well-known himself. He worked for 3 decades, the 50s, 60s and 70s, and then died. He deplored the substance habits of other jazz musicians, married 4 times, and would brag about his sexual exploits. He gained a reputation for a fearsome temper and died of Lou Gehrig's disease. His legacy in music, and jazz in particular, is well known, and his music has been the subject of considerable study. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is an album of jazz. So we've got Charles Mingus on piano and vocals, which is unusual because normally he's thought of as being a bassist. We've also got people that I haven't recognised the names of, saxes, trombone, bass, drums, and flutes and sirens and some odd saxophone type instruments in here. We'll come back to the kind of strangeness of the last track in a few minutes. The general feel of the album is kind of chaotic and raucous. So there's a lot of jazz that sounds somewhat chaotic because it's structurally and harmonically chaotic. This is actually fairly harmonically straightforward, but the performance is chaotic. They throw themselves at this with a huge amount of gusto. It's loose, it's deliberately so. It feels like they're having a great time and just playing whatever they feel like. But of course, these guys are jazz guys and really know what they're doing. But it has a very kind of live, energetic feel to it, and it's raucous. Some of these tracks have got some vocals in, and they're provided by Charles as well. And he's got quite a kind of gravelly voice getting into it. It sounds a bit like Louis Armstrong, but I don't think Louis Armstrong ever sounded this kind of primal. Some of it is bluesy. One track at least I would describe as being quite similar to trad jazz. So that's jazz from New Orleans from years before this. I want to pick out some tracks in particular. So there's a track, "Oh Lord, Don't Let Them Drop That Atomic Bomb on Me." So I know this track, not from this recording, but it was covered by Jules Holland on one of his albums, and I know it from that. "Eat That Chicken." It's a great track. They're all great tracks. Is the one that sounds most like trad jazz to me. It's got the kind of swooping at the notes feel, as if they're a New Orleans marching band. And the last track, "Passions of a Man," okay, doesn't sound like, well, it's not jazz in that sense. It's a collection of chaotic in the true sense sounds. It's got some drumming. This is, I think, where the siren comes in. It's got some strange noises, all sorts of odd sound effects going on. It sounds like a bunch of people in a room, and the reverb for the room sounds like a kind of medium-sized hall of some kind. And some of them are talking in a language that I don't recognize. Maybe some version of French at times, but I'm not sure. And it's as if they've gone, well, some people are making music that's just complete sets of noises put together just for the sake of it. Let's have a go at that. And so they have done, but it sounds like they've had fun with it at the same time. All in all, that word fun is the one that really comes to mind. It's a great feel for the album. It's got this real oomph to it by being loose and unfettered. We've had quite a lot of jazz in this list that I'm reviewing so far. Generally, I'm reasonably in favour. This one I was positively impressed by. I thought it was a great album. That's my opinion. What's yours? I'd love to know. Let me know, please, in the comments down below. That's it from me for now.
America? No, singura que lo son. Singura que lo son.